What is up, guys? It's Brillymister here, and welcome to my top 5 bosses for people that are starting out for PVM. So that can either be mid-level players looking towards getting into PVM, or high-level players that just haven't really done PVM before. As always, if you do enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell icon. Also drop a like on this video if you do enjoy, and there is a link to our Discord server in the description down below. Enjoy the video. So in 5th and 4th position respectively, they're kind of interchangeable with each other, is Bandos and Armadyl from God Wars Dungeon 1. So these are the two best ones to kill there. They're the easiest ones to kind of get into and be able to get consistent kills even at a very, very low level. And they have got the best drops and the best GP per hour out of it. Like Saradomin is completely not worthwhile at all. Zamarok is okay, but not really as good as these two. So the pros of these are they're very easy to start off with. I think you just need a Death Plateau quest and Troll Stronghold and you can get there, and you'll need level 70 in the respective stat to access their area. They've got low requirements even to solo. You can do them at quite a low level and do it fairly efficiently, and they're pretty good combat XP per hour, so if you are a low level they'll also help you train up to be a higher level. For the cons of this method is it doesn't teach you really any mechanics for later PVM. It's kind of just like RuneScape used to be, you click, you attack. The profit isn't great, but however, if you are a low level, you can still make okay money here, but it's just nothing amazing really. And finally, the kill count is pretty annoying to get. You'll find that out after you've done a couple of trips. I wish there was a way you could skip this, but unfortunately there isn't. So third on my list is the Corporeal Beast. So the pros of this are it is decent, consistent GP per hour just from mainly the common drops, the cannonballs, and you get Onyx bolts from them. It's also great if you are playing with a friend as well, and it's very easily duoable at low to medium levels. And once you've done the Summer's End quest, it's very easy to access, as you can just teleport there with a games necklace. So it's very easy to get to, very easy to go to the bank and get back. The cons for this is it is a bit harder to solo at low levels. However, if you are higher level and you want to start getting into PVM, then this is a good place to start if you want to solo. The rare drops from here are very, very rare though. According to the wiki, they're 1 in 2,560 for the sigils, but that's not where a vast majority of your GP is going to come from. And the other con is it doesn't really teach you any mechanics again, as you do kind of just sort of click and attack it. The only thing you have to do is dodge or kill the core every now and then. But other than that, it is a very, very solid boss for starting to get into PVM. So coming in at second place on the list is Queen Black Dragon. This is another boss that I have killed a massive amount. I've got like 2,500 kills or something of it. And it's a very great boss because it does teach you the basic sort of mechanics towards that will help you in higher level PVM, avoiding the fire, and you need to step over for the little spirit things. And other than that, it is very good, consistent GP per hour, just from the very steady kind of standard common drops. You get a lot of bones and a lot of hides, and there's a lot of other good drops in there. It's not quite as good as it was post mining and smithing rework. Some of the bigger common drops have been ruined. So it can also be accessed at med levels. I think level 120 and 60 summoning are like base requirements to go there, but if you have those sort of requirements to actually get there, you will be able to kill it to some level of efficiency. Obviously not as quick as you would if you had maxed out gear. Some of the cons are it can only be killed solo, so you can't go here in duo, so it doesn't really introduce you to group PVM, and it can be a little bit tedious just doing the same thing on its own. It also has no really big high value drops. The crossbow pieces are only 100 or 200k each, and then you got the Draconic Visage, which is probably the highest GP drop you'll get from QBD, which is still not massively valuable, so it doesn't kind of give you that satisfaction when you get a massive big drop like you would at, say, Corp if you got a sigil. But other than that, it is a very good boss for learning some basic mechanics, and that is why I'm putting it at number 2 on my list. So top of the list, and in number 1 for me, is any of the God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses bar Grigorovich. That's a bit more annoying and it's not as great to kill. However, Vindicta, Helwyr and Twin Furies are all great introductions to sort of mid-level PVM where you can actually make a decent amount of money. They have good rare drops. The Furies are a little bit behind the others, but Vindicta and Helwyr definitely have good high-value rare drops, which are not too rare that you don't get them, but they're still rare enough that when you get them, you do get the feel-good factor. They do teach mechanics. Every single one of them has kind of mechanics that you can't ignore. You have to you have to learn how to deal with them. You can't just ignore them and tank through them. And at lower levels or medium levels, they are a great boss to be able to duo or even trio if you are a really low level, and you can go and get carried by a friend if you're a low level as well. They're really enjoyable, especially in a team. The only cons are they are a little bit harder to solo at low levels, but if you're a high level player and you're looking to get into your first sort of PVM, then these should all be easily doable solo. Another one of the cons is that the GP prayer does rely a lot on rare drops. I have done a loop from 10 hours of Helwyr and Vindicta, and you can see from those two videos just how much it relies on rare drops. Like Helwyr, I averaged 10.9 mil an hour, and then Vindicta, when I got very unlucky, I got 2.7 mil an hour. But other than that, it is a very, very good, all of them, bosses to go and kill at some way to start out PVM. So, something that I didn't feel I could include actually in the top 5, but I thought was well worth an honourable mention. It's almost like the next step up. It's not low enough level to be considered beginner PVM, as you do need to learn some mechanics and be kind of comfortable with your keybinds. But if it is something that you can get into after you've learnt and got a bit more familiar with some of the other bosses on this list, then it's definitely the next step up. Especially if you go duo, once you've learned the mechanics, it's very easy to do duo, and you can even improve from there and be able to solo it. However, that is considerably more difficult than it is duo. The other positive is it is very, very good GP prayer. The drops are like 1 in 30, and most of them are 10 to 15 mil plus. There are the odd one that's like 3 mil. In addition to that, some of the common drops are like the Onyx Bolt drop, that's still like 3 mil on its own. And you can get Dragon Hide drop, which is like 1 mil. The cons are it does have the high entry requirements, and you do need to be comfortable with the keybinds, but it is something that once you kind of get to that level and you can learn it, then it's definitely well worth doing and very enjoyable to do with a friend. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you did all enjoy this video. On screen now are some links to recommended video and my latest video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell icon if you did enjoy it, so you can see all my future content. And as always, there is a link to my Discord server in the description below. Until next time, see ya.